Hi, I'm Yoga Fit Master Trainer Skyla Ramirez. Thank you for joining me for today's training, Yoga Fit Pranayama. Please enjoy this 1-hour masterclass with me today. Let's get started lying in a supine position with our knees bent. Let's place our hands on the belly and take some time to focus on the breath. On every exhale, let the body sink. Let it get a little heavier down into the earth. Maybe even notice just bits of space between the inhale and the exhale. Let's keep one hand on the belly and draw one hand up onto the heart. We may want to keep the feet wide and the knees open, or let the knees come in and touch. Let's begin with a 3-part breath today. Breathing down into the belly, through the ribs, up to the heart. Exhale, soften from the heart, then the ribs, then the belly. Dissecting the breath. Inhale, building it from the belly, through the ribs, up to the heart. And then exhale, the breath rolls out, relaxing the heart, the ribs, then the belly. Tuning into the feeling of filling the lungs from the bottom to the top, then emptying the lungs from the top down. We may begin to shape this breath a little more, creating a little more rhythm as we inhale, breathing 1, 2, 3 at the heart. Exhale, 3, 2, 1, soften the belly. Let's notice if the breath maybe becomes a little more shallow, still building the breath up in the lungs from bottom to top, but maybe requiring just a little less effort, a little less volume. Let's take our hands either both onto the belly or even down onto the floor, meeting with our knees separated and our feet under the knees. As we exhale, let's sway the knees just halfway over to one side. Inhale through center. Exhale halfway over to the other side. Keeping this half supine twist for the first few twists. Checking in with the body, noticing if the body maybe wants to twist even less, or if it wants to twist a little more. Guided by the breath and by our physical sensations in the practice. Breathing, feeling, listening to the body. Move whenever your body wants to move. Be still whenever your body is craving stillness in the practice. Let's meet at any still point. As we exhale, drawing one knee in towards the chest. Inhale, releasing that leg. Exhaling. Inhale, alternate. Option to lift our head towards the knee. Chin stays tucked into the chest. Maybe a hand behind the neck, providing some additional support. Let's do a few more of these. Absolutely no rush. Take your time, even it out on left and right. Let the knees sway again with ease. Take the hands down onto the floor. Let's roll over onto one side. Coming up with ease, let's meet in all fours for cat and cow flow. Stacking shoulder, elbows, wrist, knees under the hips. As we inhale, the belly drops, the ribs pull forward and up. Exhale, the spine rounds. Adding in some unique breathing to this. Inhale through the nose, flare out the nostrils. Exhale with an ah, an audible ha. Ha. Let's try a couple more. Inhale. Sound with the breath. Ha. Ha breath. Keeping that ha breath, maybe even keeping the sound. Imagining we're pushing out heat, a red vaporescent light. As if we're going to fog a mirror. Pulling the belly in. A few more. Let's do one more. Finding neutral spine. Let's set the hips back towards the heels into extended child's pose, walking the hands out in front of the body, maybe even opening up the side ribs. We could add in a little rock of the rib cage, walking the ribs towards the hands, pulling the side ribs away from the hip joints. Let's draw our shoulders back just slightly as we inhale, coming forward into a kneeling plank. Stacking the joints. Pause at the top of the breath. Hold just for 3 counts. Then exhale back. Adding in kumbhaka, a holding. Inhaling forward. 1, 2, 3. Hold. And then slowly take it back. 3 counts on the inhale. 3 count hold. Slow to take it back. Inhaling forward. Hold. Take it back really slow. Let's keep that rhythm a couple more times. Inhaling forward. Maybe just one more. Inhaling forward. Holding. Exhaling, slowly go back. From wherever we are, let's look towards our hands, shifting forward, lifting one leg, and then lunging it through. Coming into our kneeling lunge, let's tuck our back toe under and step to the top of our mat. Relaxing the body in any forward fold, hanging the head nice and loose. Option to lift halfway into monkey pose. And then exhale, relax. Deeply bend the knees, belly to the thighs. Flowing this a few more times. Inhale, lift halfway. Lengthen out through the crown of the head. Chin in. Exhale, deeply bend the knees, compressing the belly onto the thighs. Just a couple more. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Last one, inhale. Exhale, deep bend. Exhale from the throat, a sigh of relief. From here, let's bend our knees. Reverse swan dive, rising the arms up and overhead. Extended mountain. Option to turn the palms back, maybe even flip the heels of the hands towards the sky. Shifting onto our toes, pulling up from the ribs and the palms of the hands, stretching the belly, stretching the front of the lungs, dropping the heels, swan diving, forward fold. Easy does it. Shake out the head, yes. Turn it left and right. Reverse swan dive. Exhale, hands to the heart. Let's gather the breath a couple more times. Option to inhale through the nose, exhale from the throat as if fogging the mirror, keeping the lips together, keeping our flow, Ujjayi breath. Inhaling through the nose, lips stay softly pressed. Exhale from the throat as if you're going to still say that. Inhale, reach it up. Hold it overhead on the exhale. On the next exhale, fist with the hands, lengthen through the spine. Inhale, open it up. Standing camel. Inhale, pulling up through the ribs. Exaggerating the inhale. Once we feel the sternum lifted, try flaring out the sides of the ribs in that expanding breath. So the expanding breath not only expands the frontal plane of the body, but also the side body. Exaggerate that expansion with the side rib again. Exhale, relax the hands. Inhale, reaching the arms up and overhead. Exhale, sweep them back, elbows in tight, palms up, casual chair flow. As we inhale, pulling up through the hands, lifting and opening the throat. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, reverse swan dive. Exhaling to chair, elbows in tight. Inhale, pulling up through the ribs, maybe even opening the throat. Exhale, fold it. One more time through that. Reverse swan dive. Exhale, elbows in tight, palms up, all bandhas engaged. Inhale, pulling up, opening the throat. Exhale, fold. Let's build on that. Feet can be very close or out to hips width. Reverse swan dive. Exhaling to chair, elbows in tight, chin relaxed, Mula Bandha engaged. Exhale all the way. Uddiyana Bandha, navel in and up. Pull up through the palms, chin stays down. Exhale, relax. Relax the body, shake out the head. Reverse swan dive when you're ready. Exhaling chair, elbows in tight. Mula Bandha, Jalandhara Bandha, Uddiyana Bandha, belly in and up. And relax. Breathe in easy, breathe out. Hang loose in the forward fold. When you're ready, reverse swan dive. One more set. Exhaling, Mula Bandha, Jalandhara Bandha. Hold it at the exhale. Uddiyana Bandha, belly in and up. Pressing up through the hands and then relax. Hang loose, at least a breath or two in this chair expression. Maybe even sway the hips a little bit. Absolutely no rush. When you're ready, reverse swan dive. Stepping the left foot back, a casual stride, casual warrior one. Lunging forward, holding our warrior one expression. Let's pat ourselves on the back with the right hand. Taking the left hand down and around, cow's face arms with our warrior one stance. Let's find our three-part breath here, and maybe this time, pressing down and back into that left heel. Feel the breath moving in from that left foot, moving up into the left hip, and then to the middle body, and then across to the right armpit. And as we exhale, softening the right armpit, softening the trunk of the body, softening back and down into the earth. Three-part breath from the left hip to the right armpit. One more time, rolling that three-part breath diagonal across the body. When you're ready, inhale, take that right arm up. Lunging forward, let's press up and pull back just a little bit. Breathing mostly into the upper right lung. It's almost like an expanding breath with an energetic isolation all around the right side of the heart and chest. When you're ready, circle the arm back, chest expansion. We might stack the left arm on top of the right arm, pulling the shoulders back, pulling the sternum up. Big inhale, open the throat. Engage Mula Bandha. Exhale, slowly tilt forward. Hips hinge back. Hold it at the halfway point. Let's check in with the body here. Chin is neutral, lengthening through the crown of the head. When you're ready, soften the hands down anywhere on the leg, avoiding the kneecap. We might straighten that right leg here, moving into pyramid pose, or walk the hands down closer towards the floor. Let's breathe to the low back, breathing along the sides of the spine with the backs of the lungs. We have the option to shift forward, moving into a standing split. And for those of us that maybe want to experiment with half moon today, feel free to bring that left hand up away from the floor, opening up the side body into your expression of Ardha Chandrasana, half moon. Either half moon, standing split, or pyramid, holding for maybe just a couple more breaths. Let's all meet with both hands down close to the floor. Taking that left foot way back. Reverse windmilling up. Opening up through our long stance warrior 1 to warrior 2. Maybe even lengthening the stride a little more. Let's turn our right palm up. Take the left hand to the low back, reaching straight up. Reverse warrior. Exaggerating the breath underneath the right armpit. So again, it might feel like this energetic isolation on the right side of the body around the armpit and the chest. One more big inhale. Exhaling warrior 2, finding the breath. Exhaling side angle. Option to take the left arm up and overhead. As we inhale, maybe just lifting a little bit out of the rib. And then exhale, relax the rib. Just a little bit of a shoulder shrug on the left side. Inhale. Little pull up of the shoulder, little rounding in the side body. And then exhale, soften it. Just one more like this. Exhale. Inhale, reach, come through warrior 2. Into reverse warrior. Inhale, reach. Exhale through warrior 2 into side angle. Inhale, over. Exhale through warrior 2. Palm up. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, side angle. Inhale, arm overhead. Little shoulder shrug. Exhale through warrior 2. Just a few more times like this. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale through. Maybe just 1 or 2 more of those flows, depending on your own personal breathing rhythm. There's no rush. Let's hold in warrior 2 and maybe work with a few circling arm movements, matching the breath to the movement. We inhale as soon as the arm begins to lift. Inhale. At the top of the breath, we're reaching overhead. Exhale, sweep it down. Inhale, open. And exhale down. Let's keep that steady rhythm of flowing that top arm. At any time, we could bring the hand up higher on the thigh, maybe lifting the head a little higher or the heart a little higher. Try switching directions with the arm. Inhaling at the top of the breath, reach. Exhale, take it back and around. Just a few more like this. When you're ready, rising up to warrior 2. Exhale, windmilling down, finding any expression of a lunge for the body. We could sweep that right foot back into a 3-legged dog, or we could have that left knee low and keep a bend in that right knee for sunbird. Inhale with the thigh and the hip open. Exhale, point the toe. Bring the right knee towards the right elbow and round the spine. Let's add in a hard exhale, Bastrika. Inhale, open. Exhale, forward. Inhale, open. Exhale. Try a few more with your own breath. Strong exhale. Pulling the stomach muscles in. A couple more if that feels right for your body. Big inhale. Exhale, strong Vastrika. Feeling the abdominal muscles pull in and pump any residual air or stagnant energy, pumping it up from the bottom, pushing it out the top in the same way that a fountain would pull from the bottom and then push water up and out, just filtering that energy. Maybe one more. When you're ready, let's find down dog, both feet on the ground, or child's pose. Option for a half series here. Be still if your body wants stillness. For that half series, we inhale forward. Any expression of plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, lifting. Any expression of cobra or an upward facing dog. Exhaling back, down dog or child's pose. One more time through. Inhaling forward, any expression of a plank. Exhaling low plank, chaturanga. Inhale, lift as high as the back permits. Exhale, pushing back, down dog or child's pose. When we're ready, looking between our hands, let's shift forward a little bit, stepping forward, 1 foot at a time. Let the body pick the leading leg, hang loose, shake everything out. When you're ready, reverse swan dive, rising up. Let's gather the breath a few times. No rush here. Maybe even closing the eyes. Feeling the breath expand 360 degrees in the body. Inhaling the arms up and overhead, holding in our extended mountain. Let's step our right foot back this time, a casual stride, casual warrior one. Patting ourselves on the back with the left hand, taking the right hand down and around. We might walk the fingertips in towards each other to clasp the hands, or focus more so on the stretch that goes from the right hip through the middle trunk of the body up into the left armpit. Pressing down and back into the right heel, 3-part breath. Perhaps even noticing if we can soften through the sole of the foot, softening Padabandha. The right foot receives the breath, grounding through that right hip. We inhale into the side body, through the middle body, and then up to the other side. Exhale, softening the left armpit, the ribs, and the right hip. Option to close the eyes. Let's take our left hand to the low back, stacking the right arm on top of the left, continuing to lunge forward. Inhale, opening into this chest expansion, and maybe seeing the breath, visualizing it like a big green light in the center of the chest. It expands forward and out under the armpits and up along the base of the skull. One more big breath. Mula Bandha. Push the hips back, drop the chest, straightening out the left leg. Option to hold it here. Maybe releasing the hands, turning this into a more supported pyramid expression. And maybe using a long exhale to walk the hands down. If we're folded very deep, move the breath up and down the sides of the spine. can hold it here or shift it into any expression of a standing split. And if it feels like a natural flow for your body, opening into half moon. Notice where the breath goes. No matter where the body is now, letting go of any desire to shape or to control the breath. Rather, engaging Mula Bandha, pressing down into our supporting limbs, and just making space for the breath to move, observing it. Can we observe without controlling, or do we notice any impulse to control while we're observing? Just notice. Let's take our time and soften, squaring the hips, stepping our right foot way back. Reverse windmill through a long stance, warrior one. Let's open to warrior two, lengthening out the stride. Looking out over the left fingertips. Turning the left palm up. Let's tuck our right hand down behind us, reaching straight up, expanding breath just on the left side of the body, just around the left side of the heart, under the armpit. Maybe even seeing a single orb of green light that pushes into the left armpit as we inhale and up towards the hand, and then it gently contracts back in and it drains out of the right side of the body. One more soft breath here, expanding in the chest. Exhaling through warrior two. Finding side angle, exhaling down. Inhaling the arm overhead. As we inhale, feeling a little bit of a lift along the right side of the body. Maybe even pulling the shoulder a little bit towards the ear. And then exhale, there'll be a bit of a natural retraction. Inhale, little bit of a lift. Exhale, gentle retraction. The same breath can be experienced with the hand closer to the body, perhaps less tension on the shoulder. We could always hold it here or add in that rocking flow. Inhale through warrior two, reaching up, reverse warrior. Exhaling through warrior two. Inhaling, top arm overhead. Exhale through warrior two. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhaling through warrior two. Inhaling the arm overhead, top of the breath. Feel the rib pulling away from the hips. Through center, inhale, armpit and ribs away from the hips. Hips are grounded. Mula Bandha, exhale. Keep Mula Bandha, inhale. Exhale. A few more like this. So every inhale, every exhale, inspired by the breath, purposefully opening specific places in the body, stretching specific muscles, inviting the breath to flood those spaces. Maybe just flowing through a couple more times. Hold that side angle whenever it feels right for you. And you can move into those big arm circles with the breath. Keep flowing if this works for your body. Adding in the arm circles is an option. Inhaling at the top of the breath. Exhale. It could be Ujjayi. Exhaling as if we're going to fog a mirror. Lips pressed. We could also exhale, releasing that heat. Reverse the circle with the arm at any time. Continuing to circle that arm, absolutely no rush. Maybe even closing the eyes. Let's circle one more time, whatever direction you're in. Meeting with our hands by the low back. Inhale, rising up, warrior two. Looking beyond the left fingertips. Steady the gaze. Find the breath. Inhale. Exhale, windmilling down, lifting and pivoting through that right leg. We might keep that right leg lifted or lower the right knee. Let's sweep the left foot back, three-legged dog or sunbird. Finding the breath, finding this rhythmic flow. We tuck or point the toe. Exhale, pull in, elbow towards the knee. Inhale, swing back. Exhale, swing in. Adding in that strong exhale, Bastrika. Inhale, leg up. Exhale, forward. Inhaling back. A few more. Let's really hear it. It should feel like a pumping motion from the belly. Maybe 2 or 3 more. When it feels right for your body, gently reset the hips. Maybe down dog, maybe child's pose. If your body is craving a little bit of a half series, move through a couple of half series from down dog or child's pose, shifting forward into any plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, lifting through the heart. Exhale, pressing back. Rolling through another half series or embracing stillness. Let your body choose for you. Let's meet in down dog or child's pose. In downward facing dog, we might want to walk the dog a little bit. And if we're in child's pose, we can always shift forward, taking one leg back at a time, rolling from the ball of the foot towards the heel. This could even be done from the forearms, taking pressure off the wrist. Let's even this out for our bodies on left and right. Then find that still point again in any expression of child's pose. In child's pose, let's practice 3-part breath. We could try to practice it in the belly, and as we inhale into the belly, through the ribs to the heart, we might really notice the inflation of the back of the lungs. And after a while, the mindfulness shifts to the back of the lungs, to the sides of the spine. Feeling the breath spread across the low back, and then it moves up and it spreads to the side waist, and then it moves up under the shoulder blades, and it spreads the shoulder blades open. Exhale, softening from the top down. You can always hold it here or experiment with those sensations, walking our hands to the right side of our yoga mat. And as we walk our hands over to the right, drop the weight down into the left hip. Maybe even feel the hip roll over the left heel a little bit. Let's feel the breath rolling up and down, just the side of the left lung. Stay here a little longer or slowly bring the hands to center. Reset. Remember, you could always come back to this video later, so just stay with whatever feels right for you. From center, if we want to try the other side, we walk our hands to the left, drop that right hip off of the right heel, stretching, opening the right side of the body. Let's breathe along the right side of the lung. Noticing where is there the most space for the body to receive the breath. What part feels the most open? What part do we sense to inflate the most with the breath? Let's slowly bring our hands to neutral, and again roll the breath from the low back to the middle back and then up to the shoulder blades. Maybe while we're here, walk the hands in a little, open the knees wide, and rest the ribs and the belly between the thighs. And for the next 3 to 5 breaths, using the belly here, using the side ribs. Thinking of coming out of the pose, let's take our time first to position the head and the neck neutral, slowly pressing away from the floor. Let's draw the knees in. From here, sitting down, extending the legs out. Let's shake out our knees. We may want to elevate the hips just a little bit here. This could help to create a little more comfort in the low back from our seated staff foundation. Let's inhale the arms up. Exhale, gentle twist over to the right. Gentle through the center trunk of the body, the rib cage, and the shoulder blades. Inhale to center, maybe watching the toes. Exhale as we rotate. If we see the feet shifting, that could be a sign that we're over-rotating. So keeping the movement conservative. This way there's not a lot of energy rotating down into the pelvis, but rather the pelvis and the hips are anchored while we're twisting and wringing out from the navel to the heart, the throat. Couple more, watching the feet. It might be a little less of a twist than what we're used to, but that's okay. Brahmacharya, moderation in all things. bigger pose is not always the better pose. The bigger breath is not always the better breath. Let's keep that very casual twist over to the left side of the body. Very casual, chin down. Exhale all the way. Mula Bandha. Uddiyana Bandha, navel in and up. Now twist a little more, just from the navel. Hold it, release that contraction. Hold the body position. Find the breath as we inhale now. Can we breathe in just with this upper part of the chest? Maybe breathing from the right shoulder blade through the center to the left front of the chest. So we're moving the breath from the back plane or from the posterior plane to the frontal plane. Inhaling into that right shoulder blade, through the middle chest to the left chest. Just one more. When you're ready, soften the whole body. Bring it to center. Inhaling the arms overhead. Soft, conservative twist to the right. Chin down, exhale all the way. Mula Bandha, Uddiyana Bandha, or just act surprised. 1, 2, 3. Navel in and up. Twist a little more. Hold it, hold the twist, but release the belly lock. And now find the breath. Feel it entering into the back left shoulder blade, moving through the center of the body, and then revealing itself on the right side of the chest. Just a couple more breaths here, shifting the awareness from transverse, from frontal, from back. When you're ready, slowly bring it to center. Let's inhale the arms up at center. Lengthen through the spine, reach dynamically, and then exhale, relax. Let's bend both our knees. From here with the knees bent, let's take them over to one side. And then scooting down on our mat, let's lie down on our sides. From side lying, feel the breath in the back of the lungs. Sometimes it helps to draw the knees in really close for this. Tuck the tailbone under and curl the body in tight, contracting the energy of the abdominal wall, resting the belly, breathing down through the tailbone. We could be receiving the breath through the pelvis, the hips and the tailbone, up through the middle back, between the shoulder blades, under the armpits. Feel the breath bowing out by the ribs. Stay here as long as it feels right for you. For those of us who are considering moving a little more, let's take our time to slowly roll onto our backs. We can draw the knees into the chest, hold on behind the thighs or to the sides of the thighs, shoulders are resting. Let's wiggle the feet, roll out the ankles, a little bit of legs up the wall. And notice as we soften through the soles of the feet and as we wiggle out any energy or tension from the feet, notice at any point if we can pause and receive the breath through the soles of the feet, down the legs to the belly. We inhale and then exhale from the throat. Feeling as if the breath has been poured into the body receiving the breath through the feet like a waterfall, bathing over the body, filling the trunk of the body, and then exhale. We can hold it here or take the legs out wide. Maybe use the hands on the sides of the thighs or the knees, elbows down, making a 90-degree angle. It's creating like a shelf or a little perch to support the bones. Maybe now feeling that we soften through Mula Bandha, soften the pelvis, soften the perineum region of the hips. As we inhale, the breath moves in through the hips, through the belly, the ribs, and the heart. And then exhale, feel it sweep down and out the hips. So we're opening Mula Bandha to receive the wave of the breath, and then also keeping it open so we give permission for the breath to drain down and out from the hip region. You might want to see this as a light sweeping through the body, any color at all. When in doubt, I inhale blue, exhale white. Softening the jaw, cranial, sacral energies completely at ease. Stay here as long as you like. If you're close to a wall or a chair or even have some props, maybe prop the legs up. Otherwise, we can lower the knees, lower the feet. Let any movement work itself out in your body, anything at all. Take your time to eventually find a still point. We have about 5 or 6 minutes of some guided meditation and breath work. Get comfortable. Let's give ourselves at least another half a minute or so to locate pillows, blankets, socks, jackets, whatever you might like for this guided meditation. Maybe today's meditation begins with noticing the impulse to move, speaking kindly to the body, letting the body know it can move whenever it wants to move, and it can be still when it wants to be still. Also open to the possibility of experimenting with stillness. What happens when we're observing an impulse to move and we don't act on it? Can we possibly work that out with the breath? So we're shifting from physical body to breath body in an effort to manage sensations. So as any impulse to move presents itself, maybe just making that space between the observance of sensation. What is in between the observance and the action, the thought process, the choices, the decisions between noticing and acting. What's in that space? Let's visualize the breath. Your mind may, on its own, give the breath its own character. It might give it a color, a sound. It could even give it a shape or a viscosity. Some people's breath moves like water, like ocean waves, and others of us, our breath can move a little slower. It can move more like honey or molasses. There could be a little more of a richness to the breath. Notice the color. When the breath moves like water, is it an aqua blue? Or do we maybe tame the tide of the breath, shifting it to this honey or this deep gold colored tide of energy, slowing the rhythm down just a little bit? Without moving any part of the body, as we inhale, just notice what the breath feels like as it moves into the left nostril or into the left side of the body. Notice the feeling in the left lung. And as we exhale, what do we feel moving up from the right lung and out the right nostril? Truly, anatomically, we're breathing in through both nostrils and down into both lungs, out from both lungs. So just really noticing with the suggestion, the energetic shift, using the awareness in the suggestion. On the inhale, breathe into the left nostril, down into the left lung. Pause, feel a shift to the right, and then exhale up from the right lung, out the right nostril. Inhaling left, exhaling right. Soften the muscles around the nose and under the eyes and the cheeks. Soften the muscles around the heart. Adding in a little bit of color here. Inhaling blue, like a blue moon, a silvery blue. Exhaling bright red, crimson red. Feel free to shift this at any time. Inhaling into the right side of the body, down into the right lung. Pause, shift awareness to the left side of the body. And as we exhale, the breath comes up from the left lung and then out the left nostril. Inhaling right, exhaling left. And perhaps keeping the assigned colors, inhaling right, red, exhaling left, blue. Let's center the breath in the body, center the breath, center the awareness in the nostrils. As we inhale through both nostrils, making note of any subtle blocks in the breath. Maybe we notice one side is just a little more open than the other. Allow yourself to maybe flare open one nostril a little bit or slightly twitch the muscles on the other side to center the breath as much as possible, honoring any natural formations that might inhibit a balanced breath. Instead, it's the practice of centering the breath, awareness-based balance, not so much physical balance. And in those moments where we feel the breath is centered, even if only for a fraction of the moment, affirming to ourselves, I am centered. I am centered. Breathing easy here. Take a moment and just think about, without doing, just think about where we suspect our biggest breath is for the day. And then the next 5 breaths, we're going to take steps towards that one big breath in the body. So when you're ready on the next inhale, it's only about, a fifth of your effort, just a little bit of a breath, and then you let it go. And then we inhale, we bring it up about 40%, and then let it go. The next breath is just a little more than half. And then we let it go. The next breath, building 80%. And then let it go. And now this breath is the biggest breath. Big inhale and hold it. Hold it here. 3, 2, 1. Let it go. You'd like to try that 2 more times. Big breath and let it go. Big inhale, 2, 4, 6, 8, 100%. Build it up one more time, gauging the effort. Steady awareness as the breath builds up in the body. Hold it. 3, 2, 1. Let it go. Parigraha. Let it go. From wherever we are now, with that breath, ebb and flow, natural in the body. When you're ready, move any way that you feel is right for you. And please take your time to make your way up into seated. We have an energizing breath to practice in closing our yoga class today. There's no rush, just take your time. You may want to sit on a pillow or a blanket. As we make our way up to seated, let's place our hand down on the belly, and as we begin to practice this breathing technique, let's notice what the abdomen is doing and the sensation of the muscles in the throat also. As we're moving into Kapalabhati, breath of fire, also known as the skull shining breath, let's start with just 10 pants, panting like a dog. We could even stick the tongue out. And relax. So oftentimes with Kapalabhati, we might think that it's a strong, and it can be interpreted that way. However, for the sake of this training, the stronger, or we're calling that Vastrika. So Kapalabhati is a little more of a flutter expression in the abdomen, and we feel the effort moving from deep in the belly, and we even feel muscles that might even activate all the way up in the throat to get the air up. And it's panting is forcing the exhale. The inhale is passive. This is what we're doing with Breath of Fire. We do it usually a little faster, and we usually do it with the lips closed. In the beginning, if it's easier for you, let's just practice one round of about 20 of these pants or these energies, and you can do it with the mouth open or closed. So we start with about a half of an inhale, so only 50% of your effort on the inhale. And now pant with your mouth open or closed. And then relax. So the effort is only on the exhale, and I like to imagine maybe a place just 2 inches behind the belly button, and as I forcibly pull in, immediately it's like a little springboard, like a little trampoline behind the belly button, so that I pull the navel in, but it immediately rebounds, and the focus only becomes pulling in is the only energy that I'm investing into the breath, because naturally there's an energy there that's going to push the abdomen out, and it's continue to rebound, and it'll almost be like it's hopping. So let's try Kapalabhati, 3 sets of 25. If you'd rather pant instead, or even lips together, you're welcome to do it that way instead. If you'd like to take a mudra, Dhyana mudra, for ladies, it's left hand on top. For gentlemen, it's right hand on top. And we tap just the tips of the thumbs together and let them rest down in the waist. Inhale into the nose, chin down, Mula Bandha engaged, half an inhale, and now pant. After you've done 20, 25 of those, take 3 or 4 easy breaths. Move into it as you see fit. If you're following with me, inhale just half your volume, chin down, Mula Bandha engaged, and now pant or pull the belly in. With the lips together, as we pant with the lips together, it's going to push the air up and out of the nose. So we won't physically pant out of the mouth unless we open the lips. Let's try our last set. Mula Bandha, inhale, chin down, and pulse. Let the body relax in any natural way. Either staying still or joining me in a few big breaths. Inhale, sweeping the arms back and up. At the top of the breath, pull the shoulders up, shoulder shrug, and then exhale back. A couple more with your own pace. Inhale, top of the breath, shoulder shrug. could be a little bit of space between the breaths, just a fraction of space. Inhale, embracing that little bit of space, those opportunities for observance. Let's bring our hands together in our final closing gesture, bowing the head, lengthening through the spine, drawing in a deep, unifying breath together. And exhaling from the throat. From here, we can bow together in closing. Namaste, my friends. Thank you for joining me today in our Pranayama Masterclass. Enjoy the rest of your workshop today. Again, my name is Skyla Ramirez with Yoga Fit Training Systems Worldwide. Please join us for our other trainings all around the world or one of our MVF conferences. You can look at our variety of trainings online at www.yogafit.com. Namaste, everyone. My soul greets yours.